Well, I just got back to my shelter this morning. I'm going to do a little bit more work, but I see I had some of my tarps and a few goodies all kind of wrapped up like Alaskan pack style, sitting on top of the frame here, and more than likely raccoons or bears have come and pulled it down and been digging through it to see what they could find, and there really isn't much. It's all just plastic, items, waterproof items, and some matches and fire making stuff down here. Anyway, this is an interesting print here. This might be a very large hoof print, or it could just be the back of a bear paw. Not sure what's really gone on here. The ground isn't giving up too much. There's a big hoof print there. Anyway, who knows? Could have even been elk coming in here and messing around. Who knows what gets them going. Anyway, they don't seem to have damaged much. So at the moment I'm just adding the reflective elements to this shelter. So they're going to basically be the first layer of the roof. Then I'm going to cover it with some heavy plastic, which in turn will then have a top put over it. But this is the basic layer. Which will really allow quite a bit of the heat from the fire that's eventually going to go up in front of this to reflect back on whoever's in here or whatever's in here. So that's just a basic thing. Obviously I need to tidy up and tape back some of the stuff, but it's taking shape now. This is the plastic sheeting that I'm going to be putting over. This is the heavy duty stuff. So this should withstand the elements and the weight of the snow later in the year that's coming. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cozy. Well, everything's up for the, I suppose, the first fitting, just to see how things look, and the tarp is doing some pretty decent coverage over the two previous layers of the reflector and the heavy plastic. I've got a nice edge coming over here of a couple of inches, which is more than I was actually expecting. So I've got that tied in. I mean, this is all temporary, you know, this is easy enough to take and done and make adjustments, but it's fairly taut, but you don't want this thing like you can bounce pennies off it, because any water or snow weight, it needs some give in it. I've still got to come and do a couple of additions and a bit of building around the back here, so there'll be other structure underneath here to help seal that off, but I say it's got a nice run on it at the moment. Just the other side here. So this piece of plastic is going to, on really inclement weather, this will act as a, I suppose, a little window, and it'll keep things at least a bit of temperature in there, as well as keep it dry. It'll act as a screen, and there'll be an addition of another tarp over the top of that. And this will ride up. This will ride up on these two guides here to form basically an awning, a flap that comes out. Obviously you'll roll it up and it would go all the way back up to the top here when not in use. So you'd have a completely open view of, from the shelter itself. Oops, I'm getting all the cameras in here. So anyway, that's basically the first fittings done. It's going to take a bit of tweaking now to get everything in place and make the final arrangements. But at least, that we have a roof on it, and even at this point it's now a serviceable shelter. There's just a lot more that I'd like to add and really improve this for the winter. Alright, thanks. Right, so just adding a tarp to the floor here gives me an idea of what size tarps I need to be using here, and obviously I still need to make like some little cot thing. I want something preferably off the ground, but right now this would work really well just with a decent thermal little foam pad if you needed to have that. But right now this is probably, I would say, 70% serviceable. You can spend a night here comfortably, and hopefully the other little additions are going to really make this little place pop. Alright, I've just got a mover's blanket wrapped up in this tarp, which actually really is pretty warm when you've got them on, surprisingly. Alright, well that's that for the moment. I don't think I'm going to be doing too much more today. I want to actually just take some time to enjoy the woods. I've been working since I got here. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching.